What's up, y'all? Have you ever had a past life regression hypnotherapy session? I know you've thought about past lives because people talk about karma all the time, right? So I want to bring you into the holographic field of resonance, and we're going to talk about the multi-dimensional lens of past lives. Now, don't check out because I know this can get quite complex, and I am not here saying that I know it all. But I do want to take the time to help us all pull it apart and put it back together in understanding the energy dynamics of multidimensionality. So first and foremost, when we step in and we look at this concept of past lives, right? When we look at the energy within the Akashic Records point of view, there really isn't such thing as a past life in the traditional sense. Now, this idea of past lives, because of that, and why I say that, is because we look at it from the static view, from the eternal view, which is the way I look at it. And so this concept really emerged as a way for people to understand how to connect with the transcendent. So when we look at the linear versus the dynamic, it's how I talk about the static view versus the vertical intuition line, this prism of light that comes down, which is your direct line of intuition. And really, if you look at the Christianity world and different spiritual traditions, the soul can have multiple physical experiences of consciousness. And so they view it as the static view, which is a linear nature that makes it very difficult to understand how the soul can have multiple physical experiences as a soul. Point of origin. So the concept of past lives and the attempt to explain it within the linear timeline is not an easy one to understand because it's dynamic. It's multidimensional and has a much broader context. So when we look at the multidimensional from the dynamic point of view, this vertical prism of light, that energy expresses itself in many multiple dimensions and interdimensionality, okay? So that means that there are multiple occurrences of physical reality in one potential form that can take from going from literally energy into form back into energy. This is the dynamic which creates the different dimensions. And so when you go into, per se, a holographic reading, we're moving interdimensionally through the dimensions of the energy from the soul's point of view. And so the idea of past lives is essentially a perspective of static motion, because I want you to just imagine the sphere with a soul and a point in the center, okay? Circle, point in the center. Within this sphere is a web of connections representing the motion of the soul from potential to form, air into matter. And these strands are not linear. They're all different directions, connecting all different aspects of the soul's experiences across many different dimensions and many timelines. Each express and experience, whether physical or non-physical, it is still a state of consciousness. So the soul can connect with any strand because these strands are interconnected across infinity. The Akashic reading, per se, in past lives is really to come in from the soul's point of view to heal. The information that comes through is relevant to the present moment and is here to help you find a sense of balance and to learn by asking specific past life questions that are effective and that's relevant about trying to collect data, but to really apply it to your life right now. So this is what opens the door to understanding the dimensions, the parallels, how your future works, how your future pertaining, how it affects your past. And when we ask about past lives for naming a specific life, we're really asking, what is the essence of the unnamed past? Okay. So, for example, asking what other lives are relevant to your current challenge can provide comprehensive insights in an interdimensional perspective. And that when you look at the soul's point of view of perhaps you had leadership. For me, I had many realms of leadership and hierarchy, that it was a leader. And many other aspects and perspectives, I was extremely abused and under cultish, satanic type ritual type stuff. So I can understand how I can feel both the pull of this lifetime wanting to represent leadership and being a leader. And at the same time, now I understand where that undercut of self-sabotage comes in with that fear. But I'm stuck in the past or the future. I'm relevant with how is it affecting me now? So those are the type of questions that we should really be asking from the soul's point of view in the here and the now, because this point, the zero gravity, is what affects the past and affects the future, right? So asking questions like, can you come back as an animal? Yeah, you can. Is that important right now? To me, understanding the multidimension of the nonlinear but vertical prism of light, of understanding that you are a center point in a sphere of multiple timelines and dimensions, and how this connects to a past life, but it's not linear. It's not in the past. It's in a different dimension in the sphere. We can understand how all aspects of you are working together for the greater good. So understanding this, I hope, helps you let go of any past traumas and how you can move forward with a deeper sense of yourself and how intricate you are and how special you are and how dynamic you are. So you can expand your understanding of these complex concepts and really start to ask the question in the present moment. And if you need any support, please do reach out for holographic reading where we can explore this. All right. All my love, all my light.